India. One of the 4 ancient civilizations in the world. The other 3 are China, Mesopotamia, and ancient Egypt. With a population of about 1.3 billion, it is the second most populous country after China. India stands at the top of the world in many things. Just like movies, Indian movies are well known internationally, as well as aerospace, software talents, and pharmaceuticals. Most people think that the Indian military often makes funny things, and the level is not high. In fact, India's strength is not weak at all, and its military development is indeed very good. So what exactly is India's military combat effectiveness? We can analyze it in detail. The overall situation of the Indian Army. The total number of the Indian Army is about 1.3 million, of which the Indian Air Force is about 140,000, and the Indian Navy is about 70,000. India's military expenditure is also very staggering. In the past 10 years, it has increased by about 37%, reaching about $40 billion per year. Last year, it reached more than $70 billion, ranking 3rd in the world. In recent years, India's economy has been on a downward trend. But India's military budget for 2021 has still increased by 16%. It seems that India has really strengthened its confidence and wants to build itself into a military superpower. Indian Army equipment. Indian Air Force. The Indian Air Force has more than 800 fighter jets, many of which are advanced in the world, such as MiG-29U, Su-30 MKI, Mirage 2000H, Das Ultrafail, US C-17 transport aircraft, Apache armed helicopter, P-8I anti-submarine patrol aircraft and so on. Indian Navy. The Indian Navy has aircraft carriers imported from Russia and is also equipped with a large number of warship and submarines, such as the Shivala-class and Telwar-class guided missile frigates with a displacement of about 6,200 tons, and the Kolkata-class guided missile destroyers with a displacement of 8,100 tons and many more. Indian Army. India's current core main equipment is T-90 tank, Arjun tank, BM-30 long-range rocket launcher, M777 howitzer. At the same time, India has also ordered 100 K9 self-propelled howitzers from South Korea. The caliber self-propelled howitzer has a maximum range of 42 kilometers and a limit rate of fire of 8 rounds per minute. With these advanced equipment, India's military strength cannot be underestimated. In terms of military expenditure, number of troops, and advanced level of weapons and equipment alone, India's overall military strength is not weak. However, the combat effectiveness of an army cannot be proved by these superficial data alone. It should be comprehensively evaluated in terms of the quality of the soldiers, the use of equipment, and actual combat experience. Indian soldiers have low literacy. According on my online research, the literacy rate in the Indian population is very high, and 35% are semi-literate. From this ratio, the literacy rate in the Indian Army is also very high. Even if the literacy rate in the Army is not high, it is estimated that India's overall cultural quality of military personnel is not high either. If soldiers lack culture, technology and advanced knowledge, what is the use of advanced weapons and equipment? The educational level of Indian military personnel is generally low. And the direct consequence is that the accident rate caused by improper operation of weapons and equipment is extremely high. We all know that Indian planes often crash, collide, hit themselves and more. According to statistics, in the past 4 decades, the number of planes destroyed by India itself has reached thousands. From 2000 to 2015, more than 200 planes were destroyed in India. In other words, the number of aircraft dropped in India is more than the total number of aircraft owned by many small countries. Aircraft crashes occur frequently. In addition to the failure of the equipment itself, another very reason is improper operation of the personnel, which has a lot to do with the overall cultural quality of the Indian military. The main source of the Indian military's weapons and equipment are from Russia, United States, South Korea, and so on. Due to the different sources of weapons and equipment, the models and functions are relatively messy, which brings troubles to subsequent operations and maintenance, and seriously affects combat effectiveness. However, India is always happy in this regard, using it as the main way to enhance the military's combat effectiveness. Up to now, imported weapons and equipment account for about 70% of all weapons and equipment in India. When it comes to purchasing weapons and equipment, India suffers a lot of losses, and in many cases it is not worth the gains. For example, an aircraft carrier purchased from Russia was given to India for free, but it had to receive a conversion fee of $900 million, and then some carrier-based aircraft were sold to India at an extra charge of more than $600 million. Later, it was said that the modification encountered trouble, and it was necessary to continue to add money. Finally, after the aircraft carrier was completely delivered to India, as soon as India settled the settlement, it was discovered that a total of nearly $6 billion had been spent before and after. Presumably India also knew that the longest road in the world was the routine set by Russia for India. Low degree of industrialization. India has also thought about independent research and development of weapons and equipment, but due to the low degree of industrialization, the independent research and development has not gone smoothly. In some European and American countries, the degree of industrialization has reached more than 60%, and China has reached 50% to 60%, but India has remained at around 15%. And the development of many industries is still hovering on the basis of the Second Industrial Revolution. As early as the 1950s, India began to independently develop a fighter jet, the model HF-24. After more than 10 years of research and development, the test flight was not carried out until 1961. When developing the HF-24 fighter, due to India's lack of relevant talents and technology, it hired high-paying flight design experts from Germany. Due to the low degree of industrialization, it continued to purchase related parts and equipment from abroad. After the successful development of the fighter, except for the pilots, it is from India. Almost all parts of the aircraft are purchased from abroad, in such as India's HAL Tejas fighter. In this research and development process, the deduction of funds has not been able to eliminate the situation, resulting in this fighter from the beginning of research and development until the time of mass production. It took nearly 30 years. The budget has exceeded the original dozens of times. Same like HF-24, HAL Tejas is also made up of parts purchased from various countries, which seriously affects the compatibility of various systems of the fighter, and the accident rate during flight is very high. Generally speaking, in terms of the quantity and advanced level of India's weapons and equipment, India's military combat effectiveness appears to be very strong, but due to low industrialization, mixed equipment models, many mechanical failures, low personnel quality, it makes the Indian Army's combat power vain, and it may cause that many jokes will be made when it is really facing a war. Of course, India is a powerful and big country after all, and its comprehensive national strength cannot be underestimated. If they focus on economic development, industrial development, and vigorously cultivating technical talents, they may indeed become a real military power.